I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll throw to second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tag him out.
And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, KNICKS from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll throw to second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tag him out.
All right. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing out there today? It is Monday, September the 16th. 2 weeks left. Left in the month of September, then it's in October, and the weather changes just a little bit. It gets a little bit colder, a little bit chillier. Put the shorts away unless you live in Florida or North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? You still can wear shorts. But anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend. And hopefully your football team did well this weekend. Some people got problems. 99 problems, and one of my teams ain't won. But it is what it is. So we got Rich, we got Mo, and we got Matthew on the line as of right now. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Hello?
What's up, Kev?
Hey, what's going on?
Going on, Kev?
Hey. So we're waiting on Dana to get here soon enough. Hopefully Curry gets online, and you know, we switch back to 6 to 8 on Mondays, because we want y'all to watch the exciting Monday Night Football game tonight with the Eagles and the Falcons. So I wonder if an eagle and a falcon got into a fight, who would probably win? I would have to say the eagle is probably a little bit bigger than the falcon, you know, but we don't know. This is a up. This season has been bananas for the first 2 weeks. We got some teams that's 2-0 and they bragging about it. We got some teams that's 0-2 and they putting their head in the sand. So we'll see how this thing goes on. But let's get into some baseball, guys. So
Hey, Kev.
yes, sir.
Kev.
Yes, sir.
And then there's Cowboy fans who don't even know what to do anymore.
Yeah, they're straddling that fence right now. They straddling that fence. So in the MLB standing for 2024, you got the New York Yankees, who pretty much they're 3 games in first place. They're 87 and 63. They won 1 game. They're 7-3 in the last 10. They have a 99.9% chance of making the playoffs. The Baltimore Orioles are 84 and 66, 3 games out of first place. Lost 1. They're 3-7 in the last 10. Have 99.7% chance of making the playoffs. Red Sox, Tampa, and the Jays are not eliminated, but their chances of making it are like 2%, 0.1%, 0.1%. Cleveland Indians are 86 and 64. They won 2 in a row. They're 6-4 in the last 10. They have a 99.9% chance of making playoffs. Kansas City Royals are 82 and 68. 4 games out of first place. Lost 1 game, 7-3 in the last 10. They have a 97.0% chance of making a playoff. The Minnesota Twins, ladies and gentlemen, are 79 and 70. They won 1 game. They're 4-6 in the last 10. They have an 84.6% chance of making the playoffs. So basically, what they're trying to say is that the schedule is not that difficult, that they could get in as that 3rd wild card team, possibly in the West. Seattle Mariners, who disappointed me again. Houston is 81 and 68. Won 4 games in a row, 64 in the last 10. They have a 97.9% chance of making the playoff. Seattle Mariners are 77 and 73, 4.5 games out of first place. Won 3 in a row, 73 in the last 10. They have an 8.2% chance of making the playoffs, so they won't be making the playoffs at all. Eliminated this week, we have the Chicago White Sox, the Oakland A's, and the Los Angeles Angels. In the National League, we have Philadelphia Phillies with the best record right now in baseball with 90 wins, 90 and 59. They won 2 in a row to 73 in the last 10. They have 99.9% chance of making playoffs. New York Mets are 81 and 68, 9 games out of first place. They lost 2 in a row. They won 64 in the last 10. They have a 44.2% chance of making a playoff. But the Atlanta Braves, who are 81 and 68, has the same identical record as the New York Mets, but they have a 67.7% chance of making the playoffs. In the Central Division, who has been rolling is the Milwaukee Brewers. They're 10 games above 500. They're 10 games above Chicago Cubs. They're 86 and 63. They lost 1 game in 500 last 10. They have a 99.9% chance of making the playoffs. Nobody in that division, the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Reds, the Pirates, all of them have a 0.1% chance of making the playoffs. I didn't say nothing about the wild card. Los Angeles Dodgers are 88 and 61. They won 1 game. They won 6 last 10, 99.9% chance of making playoffs. San Diego Padres are 85 65, 3.5 games out of first place. Won 3 in a row, 64 in the last 10, have 98.7% chance of making playoffs. Arizona Diamondbacks, who did make it to the World Series last year, are 83 and 66, 5 games out of first place. Won 1 game. They found the last 10, and they have an 89.2% chance of making the playoffs. So you're looking at Phillies, the Brewers, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Diamondbacks all making the playoffs, and the Braves outside looking in. One thing they did predict though is that no team will win 100 games this year, and they're pretty much on pace to do that. I don't see. If I just take a look at the Phillies, they're 90. They have 90 wins, okay. And if I look at the schedule, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 14 games left. So by them getting 100 wins, I think they might fall shy. They do have to play the Brewers, okay. They do have to play the Yankees. They have to play the Mets. That's 4 games. That's a 4-game series with the Mets. So the Mets can make up some ground and try to get in that last wild card possibility. They play the Chicago Cubs, and then they go to Washington. So the schedule is not that difficult for them, but I don't know if they can reach that 100 mark as far as wins is concerned. I did watch the Dodgers last night play Atlanta Braves. In the 7th inning, the Dodgers snapped out on the Braves, and it ended up scoring like 7 runs in the 9th inning. That's been their MO though in the past, is that they try to wear down the starting pitcher and they get to the bullpen, and then they tee off on the bullpen. So it was a great win for him last night. Buehler looked really good pitching. He did an outstanding job. So I'm okay with that. But I'm gonna say this though: the job's on the line. If they don't get to the World Series, by the Yankees, maybe the Guardians, in the American League, in the National League, I say the Dodgers might be in trouble if they don't get to the World Series. That's probably, to me, that's the only team in the East that will fire their coach if they don't get to the World Series. And depending on if they get to the World Series and they lose, it depends on how they lose if he still keeps his job. Because you guys know I was not a big fan of keeping him after last season. But I think what kind of helped us out is Mookie got hurt, so he got a lot of rest. But that's the way of looking. And so we look at the wild card standing. Baltimore is in control of that. Then you have Kansas City. After that, they have Minnesota Twins, right? Detroit, they gotta do some damage. They gotta do some damage to get to that Twins part. In the National League, you got the Padres, the Diamondbacks, the Mets are right there with the Braves at 81-68. So that's gonna be something to watch out for. I want to just look at the Braves real quick and see what their schedule looks like um, from this point on out. Let's look. So they got one more game with the Dodgers. Then they at Cincinnati. They at Miami. Then they got the Mets at home. Then they got Kansas City at home. So they got two series that really gonna matter with the Mets and Kansas City. Still, all them teams have something to fight for. So those two series at the end of the season is gonna mean something. It's weird how they have the Kansas City Royals, who's an American League team, that they play at the end of the season, and they're fighting to get in a spot, to get in the playoff spot um in the division. That's just weird how that panned out, man. Sometimes you don't want to say it's fixed, but this the way things work out. Just the way things work out. Even with the Dodgers. So like I'm looking at the Dodgers right now. Okay, and they have one more game with the Atlanta Braves. Then they go to Miami for 3. Then they have Colorado at home. Then they have San Diego 3. That's 3 games right there. Then they play Colorado on the road. So those 3 games with the Padres is going to be a meaningful game. And I'm gonna say this: I'm scared of the Padres. They look ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I think they on all cylinders. They're looking really good in the National League. If I had to pick somebody in the National League, I would pick them over everybody. Even though Phillies have play excellent baseball, it's just something about them Padres right now that they're chomping at the bit. So that's who would be my favorite in the National League going to the World Series. I have um, the Guardians from American League going. I think they've been more consistent than anybody else in the American League. So that would be a pretty good draw. East versus West, you know what I'm saying? So do anybody got anything else they want to talk about baseball wise before we move on?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Kevin, you said that the Mets chances were 42.5%, correct?
The Mets, let me double check that again.
Yeah.
Standings. The Mets, yeah, their chances of winning their chance of making to the playoffs is 44.2%, but that doesn't I don't think that includes the wild card. So they still have an opportunity to get the wild card. The one of the wild cards.
I'm looking at this schedule here, and it doesn't look too favorable, to be honest with you. I mean, I think it'd be Washington, yeah, but after losing 2 or 3 to the Phillies, this weekend, I kind of, put them back in a hole. And I don't see how they're going to do against the last 6 games on the road. I think they're going to have a tough time to get clean in Atlanta, and the Brewers don't either. So I don't think it's really in their favor here. I think we're in trouble.
Yeah,
once we get past Washington.
Yeah, because they got to play Washington. Then they got to go to play. Then they got to play Phillies again, but that's at home. That's a 4-game stand at home. Then they got to play. Then they got to play Atlanta and Milwaukee. Their chances is gonna be tough, man. That's.
Yeah.
Ooh. You get ready to play. 14.
Because I thought it was gonna come down to Atlanta. I think if they don't play Atlanta, I don't know how it's gonna affect the last weekend of the season. So if they don't do well within these next 9 games, I think their chances are slim and none.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. And they play on the road. They play on the road too. They got Milwaukee on the road. They got the Braves on the road. So they gotta come fire. But if you're a Mets fan, you gotta be. You might not be as happy as you want to be, but the Mets have finally turned the corner to be a competitive team. So even if they don't make the playoffs this year, now what they can do is they can build on what they have, and then they can say to certain individuals, "Hey, look what we got. Look what we went to. What we have right now. And if you come to us, you can put us over the top, in the free, through the free agency, through pitching or through hitting. You know what I'm saying? So New York could be a place for somebody that's top free agent could go to help them get over the top because they're not too far away. They're not too far away. With the Braves, they had a lot of injuries going on. Like I said, Milwaukee's been really consistent too, but they've been playing good baseball too. But I don't know if Milwaukee going to the World Series was good for baseball again after having two
Yeah,
wild
that's how
card
you
teams.
turn away.
Yeah, we're having two wild card teams left. Also in some baseball news though with the Dodgers is that they said Shohei Ohtani could actually pitch in the playoffs. I know he's been pitching from the mound. Um, Roberts is saying it's open. It's not open for discussion, but it's open. And that would be big for the Dodgers if he could pitch. But I don't think you're gonna see him pitch this year because he hasn't really pitched assimilated 9 innings, and you just can't get him back out there right now and try to have him do that in the playoffs. Unless it's the Game 7 World Series and you had nothing left, you put him out there and you're like, hey, let's try to figure this thing out because at the end of the day, nobody plays the next day and you get a chance to rest. So I don't know if that will come to fruition or not, but that was a good read I had. That was a good read I had. And I know Mo is a big Yankee fan, and they saying that that Juan Soto might be going to the other team in New York that's looking at him. And I also heard the Chicago Cubs could be dialing up a lot of digits to give that man some money that he well deserved. And that'd be something. If the only thing he got to do is walk across 95 and be at a new stadium, making lots of money. But I still think that possibility that he may stay a Yankee because he likes it there. He's winning there, and they look good together. And it just give it time. Like they said, like Novocaine, just give it time. It'll always work. All right, so we don't have Dana? Do we got Dana on the line? So we don't. Okay, so we do got Dana. We got Dana on the line, and we got Murray on the line. So let's go ahead and do a football picks from last week, you guys. I didn't do where's that? It's right here. So I just had it in my face. So last week, the second week of the season. So this week, right now, Rich is at 6-9. Sandman's at 10-5, and Dana's at 8-7. Total right now, I think I have you guys. I had this organized, so I can read it right off the top of my head. Oh my goodness, what I do with it? If I find out, shot. Okay, here it is. So right now, 2 weeks in, Rich is 14-17, not including the Monday night game. Sandman is 14-17, not including this night's game. Dana is 20-11, not including tonight's game. So Dana's still holding Dana's still holding water. You know what I'm saying, over the head of everybody. So he doing his thing. So let's go ahead and do the picks that we can talk about some more football. So we got Rich here, we got Matthew here, and we got Dana here. Okay, so first up on Thursday night we have the New England Patriots at the Jets.
I'm going with the Jets.
J-E-T, Jets. Dana had the Jets.
I agree with Dana. I'm going to go with Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Mr. Rogers. Rich?
They look good yesterday. Yeah, I'm taking the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers is about to start eating up there. He's getting comfortable.
New York Giants at the Cleveland Browns.
Oh God, I'm going Cleveland.
Dana, don't sound too convincing there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I don't know, man. They got my boy for the surveillance now.
Yeah, that was one for the money yesterday.
Ever since he made that money, he wasn't the thing.
Yeah. I got a comment when we start talking about them though. I got a comment that he said. It kind of makes sense, but We'll talk about it later on. But go ahead, Matthew.
I smell an upset. Give me the Giants by a field goal.
Okay, Rich.
I'm gonna take the Browns, but why not?
Okay. Next up, we had Chicago Bears at the Indianapolis Colts.
I got the Colts.
Yep, give me the Colts also.
Okay, Dana got the Colts. Sandman got the Colts. Richie Rich.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Colts' first W.
Oh, we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about this game right here. Let me see. Bears versus Colts. We're gonna have a conversation about that right there. Next up, we have the. Oh, this should be a good game right here. Houston Texans 2-0 against the 2-0 Minnesota Vikings. Ooh, somebody.
Jefferson out.
Is he out?
Coin. Yep.
So he did he pull a hamstring or something?
I think it was a quad.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, the Blues quad.
Okay. So Dana, who you got?
I got the Texans.
Okay.
Big dirty Phil.
Rich.
I'm taking the Texans too.
Sandman.
I gotta join in on them. I'm taking the Texans also.
Okay. Next up, we have the 1-0 Philadelphia Eagles going to down under to New Orleans, Baton Rouge Saints. That's 2-0. Woo.
Ooh. Where's that game at? Philly?
It's in New Orleans.
I got the Saints.
Okay.
They're cooking up that voodoo.
Rich.
What you got here? I'm gonna take New Orleans too. Like I think the home field is gonna come in handy for them this one.
Okay, Sandman.
You already know who I'm taking. Let them pick up the points like they did the last 2 weeks. Congrats to them on beating the Cowgirls yesterday. Give me the Saints by 28.
Oh, he said by 28. I gotta write that down. By 28. By 28. Woo. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers coming to Pittsburgh. I think this is Pittsburgh's home game, right, Mo? Their first home game?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Rich, who you got?
I got the Chargers for the upset.
You got who?
I got the Chargers for the upset.
All right.
Me too.
Ooh. Sandman?
Yeah, I got the Chargers on this one. I took Pittsburgh 2 times in a row. And they won both times.
Sandman?
They have 2 quarterbacks. No quarterback.
Lord hammer. Sandman, who you got?
I'm going to go with most Pittsburgh Squealers. We'll squeal all the way to the Chargers.
Okay.
Don't hate people. Don't hate Drake.
Denver Broncos at Tampa Bay, who is 2-0. Hey,
I'll be in that game. I got Tampa Bay.
Baker Mayfield is proving everybody wrong, including me. Rich?
You heard you yapping. I'm gonna take the best team in Florida, Tampa Bay, right now. Best team in Florida right now. Tampa Bay.
Sandman, who you got?
I'm taking Baker's Maker on a dozen. Give me Tampa.
Okay. Green Bay Packers at the Tennessee Titans. Yo, we're going to talk about the quarterback situation in Green Bay, too. Sandman, who you got?
I'm taking the Packers by 10.
Dana?
I'm taking the Titans.
Ooh. You know something we don't know? Rich?
This is a tough one. If Jordan Love plays, I want to go with Green Bay. But if
He's going to be out
he
4
doesn't play, I'm going to take Tennessee.
He's out 4 to 6 weeks, I
I'm
think.
taking Tennessee.
Tennessee?
It's the revenge. Well, he was questionable this weekend.
But I thought they said it was 4 to 6 weeks
The
before
revenge game.
Okay.
Like he was game time decision, and then like an hour before the game, they ruled him out.
Wow. Okay. I got him on my team.
Willis was drafted by Tennessee.
Yeah, that is going to be Willis. He gonna give him. They traded the wrong quarterback. Oh my God! Carolina and Las Vegas Raiders, who's upset those put Baltimore Ravens, make them 0-2.
I got the Raiders. They bit Bryce Young.
Yeah, they did. Rich?
Yeah, I'm going Raiders too.
Sandman?
Even though they've replaced Young with Dalton, I'm still taking the Raiders by 21.
Oh, I'm going to put that down by 21. Plus 21. Miami Dolphins, who picked up the quarterback, one of our quarterbacks from the Browns. I don't know if he's gonna play this weekend or not, but y'all at Seattle. That's a nice little trip to Seattle.
I'm going home team. Miami.
Who you going with?
The Dolphins. Ride or try.
Okay, Rich.
I'm going to go Miami.
Sandman. I know who you're going with.
Matchup.
I already know.
Man, we're going to take the Miami Dolphins straight to SeaWorld. Give me the Seahawks by 13.
Ooh, Seahawks by 13.
You let that quarterback. What's my I want him to put that bet in Vegas.
Detroit Lions, who was 1-1 against the Arizona Cardinals, who put up 41 points on my Rams yesterday, and Marvin Harris Jr. looked excellent. Arizona Cardinals, who you got, Dana?
I got the Cardinals, man. They be special, man. I'm bored. Unless
Sandman?
The Dallas to Cleveland game.
Sandman,
I'm taking the Lions.
Okay. Rich, who you got?
I'm taking the Cardinals as well. I think it's not really so much about this weekend for Arizona as it's more about the weekend that Detroit has. Like, I thought that they should have won this game. That game against Tampa Bay. Not saying that Tampa Bay is not tough. They are talented, but they should have won that game.
Okay.
And so I'm going with Arizona.
So next out, we got 0-2 Baltimore against 1-1 Dallas, who gave up 44 points at home. Defense looked sad.
I got the Ravens.
Okay. Sandman?
I'm taking the Cowboys. Oh.
Go ahead, Rich. You good, Rich. Sandman, who you got?
I'm taking the Ravens. I was going to go with the Carol Girls, but man, they looked disgusting yesterday.
San Francisco 49ers, who lost to the Minnesota Vikings with the backup Sam Darnold, who I told y'all was nice. Y'all didn't believe me. Minnesota is what, 2-0? Who we got? San Fran.
Who they playing?
They playing the Rams at home. First home game for the Rams.
Oh, I got Can I ask a question on that, Kev?
Yes.
Y'all got any wide receivers left?
Yeah, man, I haven't heard the report on Cooper Kupp, but I know he left with a boot. Did anybody hear anything else on him?
He's supposed to be out like 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, and now Puka.
They're thinking about putting him on the IR.
So Puka's in the same situation. So they got Robinson and they have rookie Winnington, I think. He looked really good during the preseason, but I don't
Tyler
know.
Johnson too.
Yeah, Johnson. I don't know, man. I mean, we could
Williams, baby.
be 0-3. We could be 0-3. I'm just saying. The Rams better look at what Minnesota did. I mean, you can't throw a pass 57 yards and they ain't got a wide receiver that can catch it. But big time players make big time plays in big time games. So somebody got to step up for the Rams. So Dana, who you got?
Who the Rams? Oh, they're playing the Chiefs, right?
San Francisco playing the Rams.
Oh, man, come on, San Francisco. We got way down yesterday.
Sandman, who you got?
I'm thinking San Fran by 9.
Rich, who you got?
I'm thinking San Francisco, and for the shots that you're throwing at us about Minnesota, we haven't won in Minnesota since 1992. So.
That's no excuse. No excuse whatsoever.
It's not, but I'm just saying we just don't win in Minnesota.
Well, I don't know. I don't understand why. Because
we didn't win in Minnesota last year either.
The weather's good. The weather's perfect.
It's not about weather. It's just really about they got our number.
Okay.
In Minnesota, they come to San Francisco, we beat them.
Okay. Kansas City Chiefs at Atlanta Falcons. Some about Kansas City just don't look right, and I think it's because them guys are so bent on repeating is that they probably want to skip the process of doing things the right way because they should have lost that game against Cincinnati. I'm not worried about it was a pass interference period to the end, you know what I'm saying? But they still play sluggish. They still play sluggish football, and Cincinnati should have won that thing. So, Rich, who you got?
I'm thinking the Chiefs. I think Cincinnati got up for them because they had to prove something.
Okay.
And they just, ended up short, but I think that the Chiefs are by far the best team in the league right now.
Okay. Dana, who you got?
I got the Chiefs.
Sandman, who you got?
And I'm taking Atlanta.
Ooh.
By a field goal.
Wow.
The Chiefs are drained.
+3. Monday night we got two games that I don't understand why they did 2 games on Monday night, but it is what it is. We got Jacksonville at Buffalo. Rich, I already know who you going with, because you don't believe in
I got the Bills
and Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, I'm taking the Bills. Trevor Lawrence is terrible.
Dana, who you got?
I got the Bills. Trevor Lawrence don't even know.
Rich, who you got? I mean, Sandman, who you got?
I'm taking the Bills also.
Okay. Then we got the Washington Commanders at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals can't afford to go 0-3 because they play the division at the end of the season. So, Dana, who you got?
I got the Bengals.
Rich, who you got?
I got the Bengals at the crib.
Sandman, who you got?
I'm taking the Commanders by 9.
Ooh, Commanders by 9. Commanders by 9.
Bruh, let me be your bookie.
Guys, so we got a picks in. So let's move on. Up first, I need to get the thoughts of the 2 Dolphin fans about the situation with Tua. Do you think that he should come back and play, or do you think that it's time for him to sit it down? Because, man,
I tweeted him and told him to retire.
It didn't look good at all, man. And you could even tell him walking to the locker room. It's like he had too many drinks and he's trying to walk a straight line. And I like Tua, but man, your health is more important than anything else. I know you just signed that big contract. I know you just signed a big contract, but man, come on, I got mixed emotions. Curry, what's your thoughts on Tua?
Well, I just think he just needs to take in down with his family and look up the options. I guess look at the ramifications of what could be if he continue to play. And I'm not going to say he should retire or should continue to play. That's a decision he has to make, and the one he's got to be comfortable with. I would be happy either way he went. If he decided he wanted to retire, I would be all for it because that would probably be a good decision based on what he came up with. But it's a rough sport, and it's just one of those situations that seems like every injury he has is kind of related to concussions more so than anything else.
Yeah.
Since he had that hip injury, everything else has been concussions, and that's probably the most dangerous injury that you could probably have.
Exactly. So, Dana, what's your thoughts? I know you said you tweeted you want him to retire, but give us your thoughts in detail.
I agree with him to retire, man. That one you will get. You made the contract.
Okay, you got a point there. You did make the contract.
You put your head there. You made the contract.
Okay.
And when the Buffalo Bills telling you, when the defense telling you to slide, it's over, man. It's over. The defense was telling him to slide.
You know, who was it last night? They talked about slide. And it was it Caleb Williams? They said they got the slip and slide, and they used that to show him how he needed to slide on the field so that he doesn't get hurt. And maybe they need to do it with Tua. Maybe that tool might help him understand how to slide. You know what I'm saying, and save his career. I think it was
over, man.
Go ahead, Mo.
Slide over. It's over for him.
Go ahead, Mo.
I was going to say, looking at that. Well,
go ahead, Curry.
I was even say, looking at the play when it was happening, even if he didn't slide, don't duck your head.
Exactly.
That was the mistake he made. Even if he did, now look, you got to look who was back there. DeMar Hamlin. All he had to do was run through DeMar Hamlin. Trust me, DeMar Hamlin is not looking to make no head-on collision with nobody. Yeah, he probably wouldn't even. He probably, made an effort to tackle him. He probably could have bounced off DeMar Hamlin based on all the things that he's been through. But the worst thing Tua he did was duck his head. He should have never done that.
Yeah.
See, that's what forced the issue. But he could have slid, and I agree with that because he already had the first down. But I would have just ran right through DeMar Hamlin because he ain't looking for no head-on collision.
Okay. Anybody else got a comment on that before I comment again?
I think for his own safety, I think he should consider retirement. I mean, 3 concussions in that sort of span. I mean, how much more do you can take?
So let me ask you guys a question. The linebacker Van Slight or Vance, whatever he was, that played with the Cowboys, who just retired not too long ago. He wore a thing on the back of his head. I mean, like a head brace, right, because of him having concussions. Do you think that they could come up with something, even if you go back to the neck, the old neck brace that they had to come around, like a collar, for Tua, if they could come up with something like that for him? I mean, because they said that his helmet is special made. But again, if he wants to come back, I'm pretty sure they're gonna say, okay, we gotta look into this, we gotta look into that. Let's see how we can improve it. I wouldn't be upset if they were to say, okay, you have to wear a neck brace or something like that, or the collar brace or whatever to help you from hitting your head, because for some reason it just seemed like he always, when he gets hit, it's like his head is the first thing to hit instead of his butt or his back. I'm like, and I think that's the scary part, is that when you see that happening, you be holding your breath that he gets up, man. And again, I'm just like, I know he just signed a contract, and I know he I don't know if he's married or not. I don't know if he has any kids, but I'm pretty sure that if he is married, he's thinking about having some kids. And you want to be around to enjoy their time with them, if you can, because if you keep getting hit in the head or just however it happens, he's not going to be around a long time, because it just, concussions is one of the worst things you can get in sports, man. It takes so long to recover for those things. So I wish him the best of luck, though. Whichever way he does go, I'll still cheer him on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, because I like the guy. You know what I'm saying? I think Tua is a likable person. But again, concussions is something that you gotta be careful with. All right, moving on. What team that's 0-2 has the most concern? These are the teams: the Giants, the Panthers, the Rams, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Colts, the Titans, the Jaguars, and the Broncos. Mo, who do you think has the most pressure to not go 0-3 out of that group?
Bengals.
Why the Bengals?
Because right now they're playing without T. Higgins.
Okay, so you see.
And he's acting like he got a hamstring injury because he didn't get paid. Then they also got another wide receiver who don't want to play because they said that they lied. You got a quarterback who got a limp wrist because he's been out there doing too much stuff at home with his yellow hair. I'm just saying, man, Sunday going well, and them Bengals looking like the Bengals again.
Rich, who you got, Rich? The 0-2, they can't go 0-3.
I mean, they can go 0-3 because they stink.
Who's that?
Like the Bengals. Is that what we're talking about?
No, I'm saying out of all the teams that's 0-2, which team? I mean, if you still think it's the best, like these are teams that's 0-2 right now: the Giants, the Panthers, the Rams, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Colts, the Titans, the Jaguars, the Broncos. They're all 0-2. Out of that group, what team cannot afford to go 0-3?
Jacksonville.
If they go 0-3, do you
like
think
they paid that man all that money?
Do you think they fire him if they go 0-3?
They probably won't fire him. I think they might grab a new quarterback though.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, they can't do that because they just invested all that money in him.
Yeah, but
we probably have to fire the coach.
But you know what though, Mo? I mean, Rich, I watched the game because they played the Browns. It's not him. It's really not him. I think their play call in the first half was terrible. You know what I'm saying? And when you get behind it, and you get that momentum, you know, then that's when things start leaning your way. But you should never want to be in that situation. I really don't think it's him. I just think it's the play calling they had. Doug Peterson need to be the head coach and add somebody to the offense to be the offensive coordinator. Even though you can say no, I don't like their play, can't check off that play and run another play. But I really don't think it's him. Now,
and I agree to a certain extent. But then I say, well, I look at Trevor Lawrence, and then I look at Pat Mahomes. They're kind of in similar offenses as far as talent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got the rookie, they got the young running back, and they have Christian Kirk, which would be their whoever their veteran is.
Yeah, right.
And it's the same thing. Actually, they do have Kelsey. That's a difference. That is a major difference. But Ingram balled last year.
Yeah, but Ingram was scratched right before game time because I had him as my tight end in a sleeper, and I think I still got a chance of winning, but that killed me. I'm like, yo, that was like the last second that he scratched off. I was like, yo, we need to figure that thing out, man, because I should at least get 5 minutes after the game started to move a player if he gets scratched right then and there. That's not even fair to me. This is the second time it happened to me. It happened to Higgins. No, I'm venting right now, but go ahead.
Hey man, are we talking about fantasy or we talking?
I'm venting.
Well, in fantasy,
I'm venting right now. I'm venting.
there's no crying in fantasy.
I'm venting right now because it had the 2 weeks in a row it happened. If I had some point, if I would have got them guys replaced, I'll be 2-0 right now instead of 1-1 maybe.
Wait a minute.
But
Are we talking about Christian McCaffrey?
No, we're talking about.
Or we talking about you?
We're talking about Ingram. He's my tight end.
Christian McCaffrey is the worst.
He's my tight end.
I'm talking about Christian McCaffrey, sir.
I'm talking about my tight end, Ingram.
His fingers are a little tender.
Who got scratched at 1:00? They say, oh, he ain't playing. Now I can't change him. That's the part. How you pull a hamstring in warm-ups? Who does that? Who does that? I'm venting. I'm venting right now. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
No. You want to vent? Vent? Let me vent.
No. Go ahead.
The running back Jason found out on Friday that he was starting. They didn't rule McCaffrey out until the day of.
McCaffrey.
And now he's on IR.
But I thought,
I think I got a little bit more reason than you.
But so they said he's gonna play this weekend. I never saw that.
They said he was gonna play first weekend.
Well, no, I didn't think he was gonna play first weekend. I honestly didn't. But
They said he was gonna play. He said
that's what
he was gonna play.
That's what they said. But I didn't think he was gonna play. That's why I didn't draft him in none of my drafting because I'm like, he's gonna probably be.
You couldn't draft him. I had the first.
No, I'm saying in other drafts I had, I was not picking McCaffrey because he started out hurt. And if by chance I would have put
like if it's choosing the San Francisco 49ers.
Exactly, that's what you get.
Undefeated.
Dana, out of 0-2 teams, who you think has the most pressure to not go 0-3?
I'm gonna go with I'll say Jacksonville because if they got all their money, but I'm gonna see at this point they have too much team to be on.
Okay.
They got cheated yesterday.
Who got cheated?
The Bengals.
Oh, okay. So but you said the Jaguars, right?
No, I said the Jaguars, but I'm going with the Bengals.
You're going with the Bengals.
Yeah, I switched with the Bengals because they had too much team.
Okay. Mo, Curry, who you got that can't afford to go 0-3?
I'm going with the Ravens because if they go 0-3, the next up after that is going to be the Bills, and then after that they got Cincinnati. So they could conceivably be 0-5 or 1-4. So if they go 0-3, they're in trouble.
Okay. Sandman, who you got? Can't afford to go 0-3.
I got the money and the Joneses. I got the Cowboys on pressure because after they got all them contracts set up.
The
Cowboys are 1-1.
Cowboys are 1-1. 0-2 teams. 0-2 teams is 0-2. Giants, Panthers, Rams, Ravens, Bengals, Colts, Titans, Jaguars, and Broncos. All those teams are 0-2. What team cannot afford to go 0-3 out of those teams?
I like the Giants.
Why Giants?
Giants just because there's some hidden talent in there that they want to keep. But if they go 0-3, some of that hidden talent may want to leave and to bring the Giants back down to where they want to be last offseason with hunting free agents.
What hidden talent do the Giants have? I gotta ask that question.
Like they got the linebacker, they got they got the guy on wide receiver.
Neighbors. Is it
not the rookie, the Clayton. I think his last name. No, Darius Slayton.
Darius Slayton. So this is what they got. They got Daniel Jones, Devin Singletary, Malik Nabers, Wandale Robinson, Darius Slayton, Theo Johnson, fullback Jacob Johnson. I don't see no hidden talent there. But if you say it is, I'm gonna, you okay with that with me? I'm good with that. Lou, who you got that can't afford to go 0-3?
Well, I was going to say Giants, but I expected it would be horrible this year. But I'm really surprised by the Ravens. I mean, because they're depending a lot on Lamar Jackson, and he hasn't done much. And it's really surprising that the Ravens are also kind of a slow start. So I don't think the Ravens can afford to go with 3.
Okay. Did I get everybody? Let me see. Rich, Dana, Mo, Sandman. So I'm last. I'm going with the Ravens. I mean, but they could actually be 1-1 if a man had a size 5 and not a size 8. That's a touchdown. Well, I'm not saying not. I'm just saying they would have win in overtime. But for them to struggle against the Ravens, I mean against the Raiders, who had to come across the country to play this game. Remember we talked about teams coming from the East Coast to the West Coast, and playing last week. And if I'm not mistaken, if I go back and look, Seattle won, Vegas won, Chargers won. So all those teams so it's like what 4-1 teams that from the West Coast to East Coast came and won. So that stands to stay that it's easier to come east than it is to go west. But I gotta go with the Ravens. When you have Derrick Henry on your team and Lamar is still leading the team in rushing, I got a problem with that. Because you got everything you need on that team. So something's just not clicking. And the offensive coordinator, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. The offensive coordinator he has now, he had last year, correct? So they've had a year together, right? Nobody knows.
Yeah, same one that came over from Georgia, I believe.
Okay. Now the issue might be the defense. With losing that linebacker to Pittsburgh, that might be bigger than what it seems like. But I think the Ravens are a team. They can't afford, like Mo said. I mean, like Curry said, they got Dallas at home. That's going to be a great game because Dallas can't go 1-2 at home. And then it goes. It says to you, how good are the Rams, and they blew them out, and how are Dallas really that good? You know what I'm saying? And even with Detroit losing to Tampa Bay, is Detroit really that good? You know what I'm saying? Did those two teams play the best they could play in week 1, and now they both lose week 2? So you gotta ask a question about how good teams really are. But I gotta go with the Ravens right now. They can't afford to go 0-3 because they're not. I don't see them making up three wins during the season because that division is just that tough. And actually, with Pittsburgh being 2-0, and Pittsburgh plays they play who they play this week coming up. Pittsburgh. Just saw it.
The Chargers.
They play the Chargers, and the Chargers Chargers got to come east. So Harbaugh is the coach. So that should be a decent game. Chargers
already on the East Coast. They didn't go back.
Oh, okay. So the Chargers have more offense than any team that Pittsburgh has played this season yet, in my opinion. So that should be a good game. But again, Baltimore, I think, has the most pressure that they can't afford to go 0-3 because they got to play. Because guys, you got to remember that division play each other at the end of the year. So those division games going to really matter at the end of the year because you're going to have guys that's going to be hurt. You're going to have guys that's going to be replaced by other guys. You're going to have guys that probably got off the street to play. You got guys that was on another team that's coming to your team to play. You got guys that you may try to trade for to come there and play. I would have never betted that Baltimore would be 0-2 right now. with Derrick Henry in the backfield. We all felt like that was a team that could probably compete with Kansas City right now. If the season ended, we would say Kansas City and Cincinnati. I mean, Kansas City and Baltimore would be in the AFC Championship game. But right now, being 0-2, they're behind the 8 ball, and you don't want to press the next game. You want to take every game take one game at a time. And if you catch if you catch up on the 2 wins, then 2 losses, then you're good to go. If you win those 2 wins, if you win two games in your division, you kind of even that thing out right there. Then you come down to maybe a tiebreaker on this or a tiebreaker on that. So I think that with that being said, though, but the pressure is on Baltimore. They go to Dallas, and I think he said they go to Buffalo. Yo, that's not an easy schedule going forward for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, let me just look at something too. Where we at with Baltimore?
Is it really though? They gave them zero help on the outside.
Do what now?
Like, they got Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, and I don't even know who the third wide receiver is.
Well, see, but see,
and Mark Andrews. I mean, they got Likely. Like, they didn't really give them anything. They put everything on Lamar. They had.
But let me say this to you. Let me say this to you.
You're forgetting they have 3 new offensive linemen.
Okay, see, I didn't know the offensive
line.
Right,
and then the defense, they made a bunch of changes. Like, they lost talent.
Yo, like Curry, I don't feel bad for him either. But I think that when you put all your money into your quarterback like that, then you can get the players that you need to play around him. So, and I think what you're going to start seeing in the NFL is that younger quarterbacks are going to start to play sooner than later. Like Cade Williams, he looked really good last night. He got a little flustered there at the end, but he still, played really, really well. You look at the quarterback from the Malik Willis in Green Bay, who stepped in, and hopefully we get a chance to talk about him as well. But getting back to Baltimore, at Dallas, Buffalo, the Bengals, then they play Washington, then they got the Bucks, then they go to Cleveland. Yo, if they're not, let's just say they lose to Baltimore. I mean, lose to the Colts. That's 3. That's 3-0. Buffalo, that could be 0-4, and get to Cincinnati, and Cincinnati ain't playing the best football. But let's say they 1-4 at that time. That changes the whole trajectory of where they're going to end up at. Remember though, they have the second toughest schedule right now in the NFL. The Browns have the toughest, but I think they're like second or third. So that doesn't hold well for them at all when it comes to their season. I want to go back though and talk about the Bears and Colts game, because you guys went back and I think all 3 of you guys picked the Colts to win the game. Were you not impressed with how Chicago played last night? And we know that the offensively they struggled in the first game. Defensively, they helped them win the game. But did you see? I saw Cade Williams make some plays. I saw him throw that ball places that some quarterbacks couldn't do. He ran the ball well. I don't think he lost the game. I just think that Houston just had a better defense than they had offense. But you guys think that? You guys all went with the Colts and nobody went with Chicago? Do you not see what I'm looking at, or do y'all think that Chicago just don't have it to beat the Colts?
Do you mean the Texans or you mean the Colts?
The Colts, because Chicago's playing the Colts, and all 3 of them went for the Colts. So I'm just trying to figure out, because I saw Chicago yesterday. They didn't look bad. They really didn't look bad. The Texans just played good football yesterday. Nico Collins just snapped out. So I'm like, one of y'all just answer me. Why did all 3 of y'all go for the coach and not one of y'all? Did y'all think about going for Chicago at all, or y'all just said, "Oh, we're going with coach because they're at home"?
I was thinking of going with Chicago, but I feel like Williams may have a rookie mistake or 2 or 3 with the defensive Indianapolis, or it could be with the center. Maybe he might have some trouble with it.
Okay.
But other than that, I feel like Williams is going to make a few mistakes. It's nothing bad. Like, he did good last night. He's going to get better each week. But I feel like those rookie mistakes that he's making that aren't major, that might become major, could play an effect on him next week.
Okay. Because
Kevin,
yes, sir.
the Bears play the Colts this week.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Chicago playing Texans last night. I'm watching that.
You said the Colts. You kept saying the Colts.
Yeah, because they all three of them picked the Colts to win against Chicago, and I wanted to see what did they not see last night that I saw, because I saw Chicago playing really good football. It's just that the Texans was better last night than the Colts. I mean, their defense kind of like flustered K. Williams a couple times. They sacked him when they needed to sack him, but they had but Chicago had their opportunities and they just didn't take advantage of them. So I'm just like I don't know about the Colts, because they played Green Bay, right, and Green Bay was running the ball. Jacoby was running the ball like going through slicing like butter. I don't know how many yards he rushed for yesterday, but let's just look this up and see what he did yesterday, because he was on fire with that team yesterday. And I think that made it a lot easier on Malik Willis yesterday, because he had that running back in the backfield. And I'm just going to look at, because I mean they won 16-10 and they did an offside kick, they didn't get it. So Jacoby Brissett, Jacobs, he had 32 carries for 151 yards. But then Taylor had 12 carries for 103 yards. So both defenses didn't really look that good defensively. But the Packers made more bigger play. Now Richardson threw 3 interceptions, which I think he threw one right before half, and I think he threw one at the end. So I really don't call them interceptions. He threw one interception in the first half, but the other 2 were like at the end of the half, throw them up and catch it, or at the end of the game, throw it up and catch it. So I don't really look at them as really interceptions. When it comes time to negotiating his contract, they shouldn't matter. Okay, guys. Next.
You know, when I look at the Colts, and the biggest problem I see is Anthony Richardson. He reminds me a lot of Cam Newton, because he's got a big arm, but he gets him in trouble, because if you watch him, his mechanics are not there.
Nope, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Those balls tend to come up a little bit short.
Yep.
If he would lead into those passes, he'd have a lot more accuracy, and because he's got a big arm, he can hit the ball down the field. But when you throw off your back foot like that, you lose a little bit of arm strength.
Yes, you hit it. You hit the nail on the head right there, because a lot of throws he did yesterday, he was pedaling back. He didn't set his feet and he threw the balls. If he could just stand there and sling that thing, I don't know if nobody can catch. The only person I think could probably catch his ball might be Cheetah, because I don't think nobody on the coach team could catch his ball. If he throws it from the 1 to the 50, I don't know if they can catch it. I think Cheetah might be the only guy that has speed to catch up to that ball. But yeah, you're right, Curry. That's one of the things I saw was yesterday, that his mechanics are not there yet. And we got to remember, though, he hasn't played a lot of football, college or pro, so he's still rough around the edges. If they could just get him a quarterback coach that can teach him how to turn that hip and plant those feet to where they need to plant him at to throw that perfect ball, I think he will be all right. Because there was a 4th down play where he had Jonathan Taylor wide open, and he threw the ball high in the air. If Jonathan Taylor catches the ball in the numbers, he turns upfield and gets a first down, and now they can continue with the drive. But instead, he throws it high up and he drops it, because he's trying to turn and run at the same time he drops the ball. I think it was more Anthony's fault than it was Jonathan Taylor's fault. So I just wanted to hear what you guys had to say about that game there. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I just want to hear your comment. So moving on to some more football. what was the most impressive win yesterday? The Saints versus the Cowboys, the Vikings versus 49ers, the Raiders versus the Ravens. I'm gonna go first. I like all three games. But if I had to pick one, I'm gonna say the Vikings or the 49ers because of the conversation we had last year about Sam Darnold, if he could step in and play like Purdy did for the 49ers. Now we're talking about two different teams, but you have a wide receiver that he threw the ball 60 yards, he caught him running for a touchdown. But they defensively they dismantled the 49ers. And then Rich, if I'm not mistaken, did Kittle get hurt?
Oh no, he just had cramps. He came back.
Okay. So I don't know what happened with Kittle's. But that to me, that was probably one of the games that I was really impressed with. The Saints game against Cowboys, I was really impressed with how they scored, as much points they scored. Raiders and Ravens, like I said again, you come from the West Coast to the East Coast, and you put the smack down on Baltimore, who has a running back that could run for 100 yards easily on every play if he get the hole broken. So, Curry, what game was you more impressed with out of those three wins? The Saints versus Cowboys, Vikings versus 49ers, or the Raiders versus the Ravens?
I was most impressed with the Saints going into Texas, call it Texas Stadium, but going into Dallas and beating them on their home field. And not only did they beat them up on the offensive side of the ball, they beat them up on the defensive side of the ball. And Dallas was supposed to be, on their way. Jerry said that they're right there. And Dallas normally takes care of their home field because, if I remember last year, if I'm not mistaken, they didn't lose a game until Green Bay went in there. And
Right.
So,
but
they're usually money at home, so that one was impressive. More so than the 49ers because the 49ers didn't have a full squad with McCaffrey playing, but Cowboys they were fully healthy.
Okay. Rich, what you got for me? Who you got?
On this weekend?
Yes.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
Okay.
I don't know what we're talking
about. What week 2 game were you more impressed with? The Saints versus the Cowboys, Vikings versus 49ers, or Ravens versus the Raiders versus the Ravens? 3 games that we all probably picked to win and they lost.
I'm gonna take probably the Minnesota over the Niners game. Like I thought we had it in the bag, and we came out like soft, and I mean the play calling was sketchy. Like they just outplayed us. Sam Darnold looked good. Like it was a disaster, and I'd rather not talk about it. But yeah, I would say that was the one.
Mo, which one you want to talk about? I think I already know which one you want to talk about. But Mo, tell us which one you want to talk about.
I got to talk about the Saints, man. They had 35 points at halftime in Dallas. I feel like Stephen A. Smith. I'm sorry, man. I can't stand Dallas. It brings joy to my heart to see them squirm, to see them get beat down at home, see their fans cry.
Okay.
It's just like what do you call that? What does that say? Tears. They call it
tears in your beers.
What do they call it? No. What do they call it? Like that you get energy from somebody else's tears.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I love it.
Okay.
Like you're drinking cowboy tears. It's like the best Kool-Aid ever, man.
So, Mo, I gotta ask you the question: Are you a hater of the Cowboys because you don't want them to get more rings than y'all right now, or is it just you just don't like them?
I don't hate the Cowboys. I hate Cowboy fans.
Okay. All right, that's
And they only have five. They have five.
Okay.
But they ain't gonna get more than that. It's the Patriots I hate because they got six. And
Okay.
it's Russ's fault.
Okay. All right.
So he hears that probably every day. But just to let you know, it was a Purple Monday today.
Oh, Purple Monday.
Steelers won, Ravens lost. So
okay. Let me see. Lou, what game was the most impressive to you? Saints, Cowboys, Vikings, 49ers, or Raiders and Ravens?
Raiders and Ravens, that was a close game. I feel like that was the disappointing game was the Cowboys losing that game thanks to certain Alvin Kamara, who just completely destroyed us. That was my disappointment of the week. So Raiders Ravens, I think, was the most impressive for the week.
Okay. Dana, who you got? Most impressive?
I got to go with the Raiders. They were about 10 by like the third quarter.
Okay.
And I'm like, why did you stop running Derrick Henry?
See, stuff like that make me think that sometimes this is fixed, man.
He was killing them.
That's what I'm saying. You why do you go away from what you do with helping? I just don't understand that. I really don't understand that. Why they do that. So Henry had 18 carries for 84 yards, right? And he kind of beat them in almost everything. Minshew had 276, but he had a touchdown interception. He was 30 for 38. Lamar was 21 for 34 with 247, one touchdown, one interception. Zach Flowers has 7 receptions for 91 yards and touchdown. Devontae Adams, 9 receptions for 110 yards and 1 touchdown. So, yeah. All right, Sandman, who you got was most impressive?
I'm going to go with the Saints and Cowboys. Like, I'm impressed with how well the Saints defense did. You had Kool-Aid McAllister with 5 tackles, and then you had Chase Young down there at 4.
Mm-hmm.
And for them able to catch 2 interceptions on Dak is impressive, especially at home. And the QB rating for Derek Carr, big talent on the back of him.
Okay.
As his QB rating is at a 99.4 and an RTG of a 125.
I think Kyler Murray had the best QB rating over this weekend right here than anybody else. I think he might have broke a record or something like that. So okay. So my question to you guys is the offense that the Saints run is an offense through Sean McVay, right? And if Dallas knows this, why can't they fix it? Green Bay ran the same type of offense during the playoffs. So they look at this stuff and they figured it out. They figured out how to have these plays implemented into the offense, and it works against Dallas. So my thing is like if Dallas is there, this is the problem you're having. Then you switch up your defense and play something different. I mean, I don't know if Dallas is a 3-4 or 4-3, whatever. I just don't know what they are. But if most teams say what?
Neither do I. I think it's like you are.
Okay, so they pay a base 4-3-D. So they have 4 down linemen and 3 defensive 3 linebackers, right? And they probably move Micah all over the place. You know what I'm saying? To accommodate where he can get to the quarterback quicker or whatever. But yeah, that was an impressive win with Carr because at the beginning of the season we were thinking that the Saints was probably going to just drop off the face of earth and they were going to draft a quarterback. As far as what they needed for a quarterback, Carr took a pay cut, and right now they're 2-0 with Tampa Bay in the same division, so they're looking really good. And it just an impressive win with the Saints. It really was. their coach was on the hot seat last year. They kept him around. They didn't want to fire him. You know, they had some conversations for him. And looking at this, you guys got all three of y'all got New Orleans Saints, and then Sandman got a win by 28 against Philadelphia. Now I know the wide receiver Brown is out for Philly, but I don't know that should be a decent game going forward. Next question, guys. What is it about the Green Bay Packers that quarterbacks can step in and play and win games? We go all the way back to Brett Favre, right? And I can't even remember who the quarterback was before Brett Favre, right? Because didn't they trade for Brett Favre, if I'm not mistaken, or something like? Because they didn't draft him, right? I'm trying to think.
No, the Falcons drafted Brett Favre.
Okay. So they traded for.
I think it was Magic Man.
The QB before Favre
was who?
Was Don Majkowski.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Majkowski, Magic Man.
So, but think about this though. Brett Favre gets there. He wins the Super Bowl. He wins 2 Super Bowls, I think. And he monkeys around and stays. Then he goes and he comes and he goes. And Aaron Rodgers sitting there patiently saying, "Okay, well, my turn to come. When it comes, it'll come. So Aaron Rodgers gets his opportunity. He comes in. He wins 1 Super Bowl, loses another Super Bowl, and he jockey around like he did. And then they end up sending him to the Jets. And then you have Jordan Love, who comes in off the bench and he plays like he did last year. Nobody really thought that Jordan Love was going to be that good that soon, other than if you're a Packer fan who watches him every day, right? But then he gets hurt, and you get the guy Malik Willis from the Tennessee Titans during the preseason. He steps in and he plays an excellent game. So was the Colts defense that bad, or was Malik Willis just that good? Because why is it that the Green Bay Packers have so much success with quarterbacks when they come up there and play? And I can't say it's the coaching, because LaFleur wasn't there when McCarthy was there. McCarthy was there with Brett Favre, and he was there with Aaron Rodgers, but he wasn't there. He was there with Jordan Love, but Jordan Love really never got a chance to play. And you guys remember when Jordan Love did get in the one game, he stunk that thing up, right? So everybody was questioning, well, why would you go back and why would you go and draft this guy, blah, 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 blah. And then last year he gets his opportunity to play, and look what he does. You know, he plays well for Green Bay Packers. Some people had Green Bay going to the Super Bowl this year with Jordan Love. Some had him in being a MVP this season as well. But then you get Malik Willis within less than a month. He comes to Green Bay, and the only thing he does is win with them. So, guys, what do y'all think what is the chemistry that Green Bay has that no other, I'm not saying no other team has, but no other team can put a quarterback in a situation like that and he still wins? Anybody got an idea why this is it? Why Green Bay is like this?
Justin Fields is 2-0. What was his record as a Bear?
I don't know.
10-28.
Well, how do we go from Malik Willis to
But
Justin?
he's 2-0 as a Steelers.
But wait a minute, how do we go from Malik
All
Willis?
I'm saying is, it ain't just Green Bay, bro.
No.
I just won games for Pittsburgh.
No, let me say this, Bob. We can talk about Fields if we want to, but Pittsburgh has a top 5 defense, which is helping him out. Right or wrong?
Oh yeah. No doubt this year.
And y'all play the Chargers, and you heard me say that Chargers have a little bit more weapons than the 2 teams y'all played prior to that. So let's see how well.
And you didn't hear me that I said Justin Herbert is hurt.
When did he get hurt?
In the middle of that game.
So they had
he came back and played, but he's still hurt.
Oh, okay. All right, so that might be a part. That might be a thing. But anyway, can anybody give me an answer on the Green Bay Packers? I just need to know. Somebody need to tell me, because
I feel like with the Packers and with yesterday's win, with each QB the Packers have had, and I can make an argument for this before Brett Favre, looking at the history of this, it's got to be with the environment up there, like how the fans are motivating the QB, no matter who that QB is. Because I got a list of every QB from 1921 to now, and I could tell you that those fans probably didn't hate each QB at all while they were in Green Bay.
I mean, I'll just say this: he didn't have a great game. Like his percentage, his completion percentage was high. He threw a touchdown, but like he was 12 for 14 for 122 yards.
But Rich, you had to see the game because he was making plays with his feet too. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was really.
He was like a video game character.
And that's the part that really impressed me though, is that but they just, those guys they just win, man. I mean, it's crazy how Green Bay does it. So Willis was 12 for 14, 122 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jacobs was the bell cow for that team. But if you look at the stats, what did Malik rush for?
6 for 41.
No, I'm talking rushing. He ran the ball a couple of times, so he was
6 for 41.
So he ran 6 times for 41 yards. Okay, and couple of them runs were for first downs, extended plays and things of that nature. So again, I don't know. It's just something about that mystique in Green Bay that, and if you get Jordan Love back there, now they know they're not as worried as it was prior to that they have a guy they can put in the game and that can play. But then you look at the Titans and the coach they had before they got this new coach. Help me out, Mo. The coach they had prior to him. Grable, yeah. He told the young man not to run, but you draft him because of his ability to run the football. And that was one of the things that you saw in him, and you brought him there, and you're gonna tell him not to run. It didn't make sense to me. So maybe they got rid of the wrong quarterback, because I think Malik Willis is, to me, he's better than Levis or whatever his name is, who transferred from Penn State to go to Florida or somewhere like that, Kentucky. I think he's head and shoulders.
Hey, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to respond to your question about the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
I won't. Okay. The jury is still out on Jordan Love, so I'm not going to put him in that category with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. But I'm not going to say that Green Bay is the only team that has done that, because if you look at Baltimore, they went from Joe Flacco right into the guy they got now. So their quarterback transition went pretty smooth on that. Look at the Colts. They went from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck. So they had it figured out for a while. And I think there's other teams that has done it. And then these guys are doing it through the draft, just like Green Bay did. So, but like you said, Green Bay didn't draft Brett Favre, but still, he played his whole career there except for 1 year.
Yeah,
but I just think there's other teams that have actually done that.
But now, I would probably say that the coach. I would probably say the coach.
We can't say that.
Wait, let me say that. I think the coach probably.
No, but Brett Favre played for the Jets and the Vikings.
Yeah, he played for two teams. He played for 2 different teams. But I think with the Andrew Luck thing, I think they were.
Brett Favre played for the Jets too.
Yeah, I think what Andrew Luck was, they knew what they needed to get. They knew what they knew. They knew they would get Andrew Luck, so they built that team around him. He just couldn't be healthy. But with Lamar Jackson, he stepped right in and started playing, right? Where Jordan Love, he sat for 3 years, 2 or 3 years, and he finally got a chance to start. So that's what I'm saying, because if you look at it, Same thing happened to Aaron Rodgers. He had to sit and wait his turn, and once he got his turn, then he started winning. And same thing with Jordan Love. He had to wait his turn to get an opportunity to play. That's all I'm saying. That to me, that's different because you look at the way the NFL right now. You look at, like, for example, let's take Minnesota. If JJ McCarthy doesn't get hurt, he's probably starting this year, right? You look at the quarterback for the Panthers. He started, right? You look at C.J. Stroud. He started. All these quarterbacks started when they first came in. Caleb Williams, he's starting. You know what I'm saying? So all these quarterbacks are starting without even getting to sit down and watch. And we all know that college speed ain't nowhere close to NFL speed because it's a lot faster. You know, so I get your point, but I'm just saying I think with Green Bay is they had the quarterback sit there and he watches, and when he gets turned, he plays really well. Next up, guys, is
well, also too, Green Bay was not in no situation where they had to insert their quarterback. So they already had a quarterback in place and they were winning football games. That's a big difference when you drafting a quarterback nowadays. Usually, if you draft a quarterback and you draft him pretty high,
right?
You drafted him pretty high for a reason. So, and that's because you're probably a bad team to begin with. So now you having to, if you draft a quarterback high, other than New England Patriots, you are going to start that quarterback. You just have to throw him to the wolves, just like most all these young quarterbacks are getting thrown to the wolves. They're not having the time to sit behind a veteran quarterback because that veteran quarterback is not there.
So let me ask you a question though. Why do you think Green Bay went after Jordan Love when they really didn't need a quarterback? Because Aaron Rodgers just came off he won an MVP and then he turned around the next year after they get Jordan Love, he won the MVP again. So what do you think they saw in him to draft him as high as they drafted him and had him sit?
He had potential. And it's not just that, but they weren't going to re-sign Aaron Rodgers.
Well, they did, but they did give Aaron Rodgers a new. They restructured his contract though, right? They didn't give him a contract extension, but he restructured his contract while Jordan Love was there.
Didn't he go to the Jets as a free agent?
I don't think.
I thought he was a free agent when he went to New York.
I don't think he did. I don't know if he
did.
No,
he got traded.
No, I don't think
he got traded.
Yeah, I think he got traded because they restructured. They had restructured his They restructured his contract, right? In the year that he won the MVP, they came back and restructured his contract that next year. He won the MVP again, and that's when they was like, well, you know, we're probably not going to re-sign you again, so we're going to get rid of you because remember. He was supposed to have went to Denver, and that fell through. And then the Rams called him, and they said no. They would hell bent on not trading him to any team in the NFC. They wanted him to if they're gonna trade him, he's gonna go to the AFC. So that's the only reason why I think Jets was a front runner because they were in the AFC. If the Rams or if Denver was in the AFC, but they didn't have enough to give him. But if the Rams were in the AFC. He probably would have been a Rams would have been a Ram if the team that the Rams have right now would have been that team. He probably would have went there because if they were in the AFC, he went there. But they were not going to give him to NFC team.
I mean, I don't see it as a big deal that he got traded or that they replaced him. I saw Joe Montana get traded.
And
you know what I mean?
And the quarterback
off of 4 Super Bowls.
And the quarterback that the
quarterback behind him was the best quarterback for what we were doing.
How long was he there before he played?
He was there. Joe Montana got drafted in 79. He left in 90.
Well, how long was Steve Young there before Joe Montana left?
He was there from 88, 89. And then 90 he started.
So see what I'm saying? So he was so again, I think sometimes when you look at the situation with quarterbacks, sometimes if it in history is saying that sometimes you sit them and let them wait, they're better at it. Because now you just gave me another point where you had Joe Montana in San Francisco, and as soon as he leaves, you bring in Steve Young, who's more athletic quarterback to me than Joe Montana was because he could run. So you bring him into the mix, he wins a Super Bowl. Same thing with.
Well, see, I think.
Go ahead.
I think even coming in young, just my opinion, that when they come in young, it also depends on how much football you play.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you got guys that haven't really played a lot of football. Like they have played the last 2 years of high school, and then or didn't even play until they got to college. They walked on and got the job. But I think that sometimes it just depends on how much football that you play. Like I think, like Bo Nix is an older quarterback, but I think Bo Nix has probably more potential than at this point than Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has the weapons. I think Bo Nix does a better job in Chicago than Caleb Williams because he just played a lot of football.
Okay, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. The only thing about Bo Nix is is he gonna be around for the next 4 or 5 years because he's up in age? You know what I'm saying, so he's still gonna be looking.
Well, I mean, he's what, 28 years?
Yeah, he's up in age. He
just hit his prime.
Yeah, he probably is because he's played a whole lot of college football. But again,
Aaron Rodgers is 40.
But again, check this out though.
He's 24.
Look at all the.
Oh, he's 24.
Yeah, look at all the teams that drafted quarterbacks this year that have quarterbacks that starting this year, right? And what was the one thing that Caleb Williams had over Bo Nix? I think his ability to maybe pull the ball down and run. Because Bo Nix wasn't that type of dude in college football. He's more of a drop back type of back. He's more of a drop back type of quarterback in the league than he is a guy that runs. Now, I'm not saying he won't run, but he's going to sit in that pocket. And you think about Sean Payton and what type of quarterback he likes, and you look at Drew Brees, who was 6 foot, and he could sling the rock though, but he was not a runner. He didn't run unless he had to run. So again, I kind of agree with you, but I think if out of all the quarterbacks that got drafted, I think all of them would have done well in Chicago because if you think about it, what rookie quarterback has ever stepped into a team that has playmakers on offense and playmakers on defense like they did? They did an excellent job in building that team up to bring in Caleb Williams, but at the same token though, do you guys think that Justin Fields could still be that? Could he still have been that same quarterback that Caleb Williams is right now for the Bears because of all the weapons that they put around Caleb Williams? Mo, what's your thoughts on that?
Absolutely not.
Mo?
Sorry, I was on mute. Sorry.
Okay.
I think he could have been. And the reason I said that is because Caleb Williams hasn't played well. They won their first game in spite of him.
Right.
They lost their second game because he couldn't do anything. I think Justin Fields would have been better because he at least could move. He can move. He can also use his feet to make plays. But that would have been the best playmakers he's ever played with.
Right.
And he always was a good fantasy quarterback.
Okay.
He's always had a good arm. He just hasn't had people to throw to, and he's never had a consistent system.
Okay.
So and I think Justin Fields is going to prove that he's going to be the Steelers quarterback of the future. But I don't think he'll start this year. I think when Russ is healthy, Russ comes back to start.
You're thinking that when Russ is healthy, they're going to bring him back regardless of Justin Fields?
We scored 1 touchdown in 2 games.
Is it?
He won 2 games, so he's done what a backup quarterback supposed to do.
But now you're still a fan, so you're telling me that you don't think is it Justin Fields not connecting on the plays that need to be made to get in the red zone or to get in the end zone, or is it just that the offense is not that good right now?
It's because our offensive coordinator and our head coach don't trust him because he's turnover prone.
Okay.
So they're making it less complicated for him. He's not throwing in the middle of the field. He's making sure all the throws are safe.
Okay. And
they won't do that with Russ.
That's fair. That's fair to say. That's fair to say. Okay. All right. So I
just right quick though.
Go ahead.
Bo Nix had 1,613 rushing yards and 38 touchdowns at Oregon. I mean, he's not like Lamar Jackson running the ball, but he's not somebody that's just going to stand back there. Like last year, I mean, his highest year was 89 rushes for 510 yards and 14 touchdowns. I think that's kind of like a hybrid quarterback.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Yeah. I would agree with you. I'm surprised that that's the numbers he had at Oregon. To be honest with you, I'm really shocked that that says a lot about him. But then again, he is a very mature quarterback. Playing against. Yes, sir.
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm obviously not seeing what you're seeing in Caleb Williams because that first game, he didn't even score an offensive touchdown. And then the game last night, I mean, he threw a couple of picks in that game. I mean, he didn't look all that great to me last night. I mean, he looked pedestrian to me. I mean, he didn't look like no great quarterback.
When they got it to, it was a 16. When they got it to 16-10, I think it was. That drive that they had right there was a great job for him. He made all the plays right there.
Right.
I think now I'm gonna say this because he's young. He's a young quarterback. There was a pass play to Moore, but Moore, the route was perfect, but he underthrew him big time because if he doesn't underthrow him, then we're looking at a 1st and 10, maybe at the Texans 20, maybe I think it was, but I'm just saying you can see the growth is gonna come with him as a quarterback, and the only thing I do is stay healthy because he got the weapons around him, and once he understands how to use them weapons, then he's gonna be okay. But that being the second game, there were some throws that he could have made that he didn't make, and Moore got kind of upset with him. And I think they probably went to sideline and talked about it. He said, "Yo, if you do this next time, I'm gonna make this catch," because the route that he ran was perfect. That was perfect. He said the defensive end up. He went out and did I guess you want to say it was like a post corner maybe. But he set him like he's going to not post corner. Yeah, post corner. But he set him up doing like it looked like it's gonna be a slant across the middle, but ended up being a post corner to the left, and he underthrew him, and that kind of, and I think they ended up throwing that interception after that kind of turned the game over or something like that. I can't exactly remember because I was going back and forth with that in the baseball game. But I'm just saying, when I saw him, I was impressed with. To be honest with you, I think he's gonna do well for Chicago. They just give him some time. I think that once you give him some time, he's gonna find his footing. And there's one play that I saw him do where he turned his hips and got his feet right, and he threw a dart. And I was like, wow.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? When I saw it, I was like, yo.
I just thought he missed more than he hit.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree with that. Because they was bringing the heat to him. They definitely bring the heat to him. But yeah, it's more that he should have made that he didn't. But just those little small things when you change your hips around and the trajectory of the football comes out and the guy catches that ball and you like, okay, now I see it. I got the lights on. You know, I turn the light on, click, and now I'm ready to go. So I see him doing well in the NFL. I just like, nobody gave him that. They ain't giving Chicago a chance against the Colts, and I mean, I like the Colts as well, but we just just some thoughts. Real quick.
Chicago's got a lot of talent on that team,
Yes,
so that's what I'm saying. It's
yeah.
not like he went in there with an empty cupboard.
Right.
The cupboard stacked, so he don't have a lot of excuses. And I agree. It's only been 2 games, but that first game he didn't look impressive.
Yeah, that first game was
I
nice.
didn't see anything that leads me to think he's very impressive in this second game. Now I got to see a little more before I crown him.
Oh, I'm not crowning him, but I'm just saying there's little things that he did things that he did in the second game that he didn't do in the first game, and I was like, okay, he's watching film and he's knowing some of the things that he has to do to correct them. So we'll see where that goes. Somebody had a comment. Okay, so next up, guys, I'm looking at NFL injury report (IR). There are at least 25 players on IR that I haven't even counted for yesterday. So you have Christian McCaffrey, Puka Nacua, Marcus Brown, Matt Miller, Derek Brown, J.J. McCarthy, Malcolm Kuntz, Deron Bland, Nick Chubb, Jonathan Brooks, Keaton Mitchell, Odell Beckham, Kendricks Bourne, T.J. Hawkins, Tyler Higbee, Abram Lucas, Isaiah Wing, Cole Strange, Bradley Chubb, Charles O'Neill, Dre Graylaw, Cole Holcomb, Cameron Good, Jerry Reed. That's the top. That's some of the notable teams that have guys on IR. But I think Atlanta has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Baltimore has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Buffalo has 1, 2, 3, 4, and some of them now. Most of them I'm seeing like Atlanta. They got more guys out for the season than they got coming back from the IR. But I was looking at this, man. It was amazing how many players that are on the IR right now that's going to be out for 4 games. And then you got Amon St. Brown for the Lions. We don't know what's up with him. Rich said Kittle's had cramps, so he's going to be back. Justin Jefferson might not be back. Tyson Hill doesn't know about him. Graham Gano, the kicker, he's probably done. He pulled a hamstring. Evan Ingram for Jacksonville, he pulled a hamstring or pulled something. Jerome Johnson for the Jets. Aaron Jones, running back for the Vikings. Cooper Kupp now for the Rams. All these guys are contributors to their teams, and they're going to be out for a while. So now you got to figure out the best 53-man roster you can come up with, man. It's going to be rough with these guys right here. So if you guys get a chance,
Debo's out a couple weeks too.
Who is?
Debo Samuel.
Oh shit, we got a chance. The Rams got a chance. Well, he ain't know that, boy. We got a chance.
Uh-oh.
We got a chance. But that running back y'all got is nice though. I gotta give him credit for that. College football. So we got this week coming up. We got Georgia versus Alabama, Tennessee versus Oklahoma. What game you guys looking forward to watching? Even though Georgia's not number 1 no more, Texas is. I gotta say that Georgia Alabama game gonna be nice. What's y'all guys' thoughts, or do you think another team gonna be better to watch?
I got 2 games that I'm interested in. So game number 1 I got is Friday night. Number 24 Illinois at number 22 Nebraska. Both teams are undefeated.
Okay, Illinois, they're talking. I mean,
3-0.
Nebraska, they talking.
For those 2 to be 3-0 is a shocker.
Yeah.
They're 5 to Illinois being 3-0. And then the second game I'm interested in is Utah at Oklahoma State Saturday afternoon on Fox.
Okay.
Utah is ranked 12. Oklahoma State is ranked 14.
Okay. Anybody else got any other teams other than Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and Oklahoma? Oklahoma that's in the top top 10. I got a question for you. Go ahead, Dana.
Miami versus USF.
Is USF? Are they ranked?
No, they're not ranked, but they should have beat Alabama.
Okay, Mo, you about to say something?
I got 2 games. No, I want to see NC State at Clemson. And then I also want to see, which I think is going to be a great game. It's going to be, I just lose it. It wasn't USC at Michigan. It was, Tennessee at Oklahoma.
Okay, yeah, I got Tennessee, Oklahoma as a game. I gotta ask you guys a question. If a team doesn't play during the week in college, should that hurt them for where they stand at in the standings? Should they move up or down? Should they stay where they're at because they had a bye week? I have never seen a team. I have never seen a team have a bye week and get moved up or down. Have you guys seen that before? I've never seen that before.
Yeah, you get moved if the team loses above you. You don't usually get moved down though.
Yeah, because Penn State was at 8 and they got moved to 10 and they didn't have a bye week. I mean they had a bye week. I didn't get that. I understand.
I didn't see how that Georgia was shut down too, even though they won last week. I mean, it's not typically, but that's not right. They lost 2 spots because they even won. And Penn State as well. They won. They got from 8 to 10. You're supposed to either go up or stay the same when you win, not drop down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I never seen that before, but Georgia almost lost to an unranked team, which means they were looking towards this Alabama game, and they squeaked that was 13-12, I think it was something like that they squeaked through. We got about 15 minutes left before the game comes on tonight. So real quick, I'm just gonna bring this up to you guys. WNBA, the New York Liberty could be the first team to win a title in the city of New York since the 2021 MLS New York City Football. I didn't know what FC stand for until I looked it up.
Oh, Field Club.
Is it Field Club? Because they said football club. So you have
football club, Field Club, same thing.
Okay, same. Tomato. So in the city of New York, last time the Yankees won a World Series 2009, New York Giants 2004, New York Knicks 1973, the Rangers 1994, and the New York City Football. What do you call it? FC Phil. What did you say, Matthew?
Field Club, Football Club, whatever you want to call it.
Field Club 2021. New York Liberty has the best record in the WNBA. Playoffs should be coming up real soon. I'm looking forward to that. Caitlin Clark has been tremendous right now. I still say, and can't nobody make me change my mind, that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is going to they're going to upgrade the WNBA to the point where the money that they're going to make is going to be nice money, so they don't have to go overseas no more. They're going to get more commercials. They're going to get more of everything. And I said this before, and I'm never going to change my mind about it. They can't make me unless one of them get hurt and don't play no more. But they are the new version of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson in the WNBA. Even though they and I'm not saying because of color, but I'm just saying because of what they bring to the game. Because again, WNBA, I want to come on the air and
Don't discount the color.
And I want to.
Don't discount it.
I'm not gonna say the color. I'll let other people say the color because I don't. People want to bring color into it, but I don't really think that they should because Caitlin Clark is good. She's good. Angel Reese is good. They're good. They're really good.
So was Larry Bird.
Yeah, Larry Bird was good. But I'm gonna say this though, I didn't know it. I didn't know it at the time, but they had already drafted Larry Bird before he came out of college. But when they played Michigan State in the championship, I wanted my. I said, Dad, I want that guy Magic Johnson on the Boston Celtics team. I didn't know that they had already had a draft. They had already drafted Larry Bird the year prior to that. So I ended up getting one of the two. So I was cool with it, either or. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But again, not just dumb girls. Like I'm waiting for Juju, and USC to come to the league. I want Curry to come on and say, Kev, let's talk about some WNBA. That's what I want.
Hey, Kev.
Yes.
Would you like to know the WNBA playoff stands right now?
They got 2 more games left, right? I think they have 2 more games left.
I believe they do, but the West is already set.
Okay.
So in the West, you got Minnesota, Vegas, Seattle, and Phoenix. And then you got Dallas and LA eliminated. Then on the East, it's New York, Connecticut, and Indiana. While Washington, Chicago, and Atlanta have the same record.
Yeah, it's gonna be these
13 and 25.
Hey Curry, I ain't saying Curry, I ain't saying you gotta watch it live, but when they go on ESPN, just take a watch, just take a peek, just take a peek.
Yeah, I enjoy watching my Seattle Storm.
I mean, what is there to watch with the WNBA? Okay, if you take Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese out the picture, let's just say those two never existed. Will we even be talking about WNBA?
No, they would still be they still be struggling to get the audience.
So hold that point. Hold that point.
Okay.
Now let's not compare those two to Bird and Magic, because Bird and Magic came in winning championships.
But okay.
Now hold on.
These two girls have won
Bird.
Go ahead, Curry.
Do what?
No, go ahead, Curry.
These, which one of those have won a championship? Neither one.
Not yet. And this is their first season.
Which one is going to win a championship this year?
I don't think neither one will. But what I'm gonna say to you,
I just don't think you can compare them to Magic and Bird.
But let me explain to you why I'm going to do that. Because the WNBA was at a point where you had women still going overseas playing basketball, making more money than they do in the United States. Okay, they didn't. Very few had sneaker deals right now. Sneaker deals prior to this year. None of them had. They really didn't have what they got going on right now. Like Angel Reese has a clothing line right now that she wears, and a few others have some things too. But it was never that big for them. But when you give those stipends to Angel Reese and to Caitlin Clark and to the other girl that came into the league, I can't think of her name right now. That sets the WNBA on notice. Like, and I'm gonna tell you, and the reason why I compare them to Larry and Magic is because when Larry and Magic came into the league, prior to that, the NBA playoff games were pre-recorded. I already knew who won the game before the game was even played. But when Magic and Bird came in there, they said, "Oh no, we're not doing this no more," because they're going to bring the excitement back to the NBA. So I see that with those two young ladies, because now you even got some of the WNBA teams playing in NBA stadiums. They're not packing them out, but man, like the Kinetic Suns played in Boston Garden in the TD Bank the other night, and they were because where they play at, they sold out more tickets, so they got a chance to play in Boston. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen right now, but I'm saying in the future they're going in the next 2 or 3 years. What we're going to start seeing is WNBA's females getting guaranteed contracts. What you're going to start seeing them.
And I hear what you're saying, but I don't know that you're comparing apples to apples by just using the shoe contracts and clothing lines and all that. That's different. I mean, to watch the WNBA, it's nothing there for me as a casual fan to watch. Yeah, I'll watch a game here and there. That's like I'll watch a NASCAR race here and there, but I'll watch the whole entire NASCAR season.
But but Curry, I'm not asking.
You take golf the same thing.
I'm not asking you to watch
the same thing.
I'm
gonna watch golf if Tiger's playing.
But Curry, I'm not asking you to watch the whole game. I'm saying go to ESPN when they playing. Watch the highlights. That's all I'm saying. This one, like, ooh.
I watch highlights.
Ooh. But I just want to bring that. So we got like 5 minutes left. Real quick, guys. In the NBA, Jimmy Butler name has been mentioned going to the Golden State Warriors. I don't know if now I heard the Nets name been mentioned, but they ain't gonna do nothing with him at the Nets. Dana, tell me how you feel if Jimmy Butler ends up in Golden State.
What? You serious? I don't feel I mean, it is what it is. It's just another piece.
Okay.
Even as a Lakers fan, you don't be jealous at other teams. Organization always finding a piece. Somebody else and adding to their piece. Really nice.
Okay.
So good luck, Golden State. You know, getting the button.
Mo, what's your thoughts on that?
You mean the dude that looks like the Wonder Man?
See,
you mean the man that said, you know, I'm tired of y'all talking about the Boston Celtics. We're gonna win this series. We're gonna win this game, and then win another game in the series because he was in street clothes. I think he fits in better with the Lakers.
The Lakers. Rich, what's your thoughts on that?
In street clothes.
Rich, what's your thoughts on Jimmy Butler maybe going to Golden State Warriors?
I mean, I guess it's a solid move for them. You know, it's Jimmy Butler. He's getting up there in age. He's not the same guy. You know, if he go to Golden State, he can go anywhere. Really, he's not. He's definitely a useful piece, but moving any needles, not really.
I think that if you take him, if he goes to, especially if he goes there as a free agent, they ain't giving up. They're not gonna give up anything to get him. Number one, and he's not gonna do a sign and trade to go to Golden State because he's already pissed with Pat Riley. Pat Riley said, "Yo, how you gonna talk trash when you in street clothes? If you're on the court, then we could talk about it. If you're gonna play 60-some games, then we can talk about it. But you didn't do that, so you need to be quiet." But I'm just saying, if he goes to Golden State, I think that helps them defensively because they don't have nobody that can play defense other than Draymond Green. Now, and then he has a post up. He has a little post up game, that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that might be what Jimmy needs. He just needs a new scenery to be.
Wiggins ain't locked down, but he can play defense.
Who's that?
Wiggins.
Yeah, but Wiggins ain't. He's not that dude, man.
The chemistry with Wiggins is not the same level as Butler's.
Yeah, he's. I don't think Wiggins is okay, but to me Wiggins can be replaced. It's like they replaced it. What's the name that won his first title with them? And he went. What's the dude's name? The other I can see his face. The other guard or forward that played with Golden State, and they traded him or whatever. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't think of his name now. He plays for. Oh man, somebody help me out here. Shucks, I can't think of his name right now. But he was on the first team that won.
One championship or two there.
He won the first championship with them, I think, and he ended up signing with somebody. He played for the Kings now, I think. Oh Jesus, what is his name?
He's a guard.
He's a guard, or he plays forward.
You're talking about Iguodala. No, I know what you're talking about.
Shoot, I know. I see his face.
Yeah.
Number 40.
I'll
look it up. I can't believe I gotta look it up.
I'm thinking of. Oh my goodness. He played it. He played.
I think y'all underestimate and Wiggins affect him.
He played for Duke. Is he with
the? Oh, well, no, I was going to say play for Duke. No, but I'm thinking about somebody else.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't he get traded again?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Trajan Langdon.
I can see his face.
No.
No, he wasn't on that team.
Oh my goodness, I can see his face.
Goodness. Was he traded for DeRozan?
I'm trying to think of it without looking it up.
I'm actually looking it up, but still can't find it. So
oh my goodness.
I see his face though. He was number 40 on Golden State.
Yeah.
He was traded for Wiggins, wasn't he?
I think so.
And you say he went to Duke?
I think he went to Duke. Because they
remember they didn't pay him.
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, that's who it is. Harrison Barnes. That's who Wiggins remind me of. That's
Harrison Barnes went to Carolina.
Oh, did he do? Wait a minute.
I know he didn't go to Duke. He went to.
I thought he went to Duke because Tatum was always.
No, trust me, man. I know my Tar Heels.
Tatum was jockeying for him to come to Boston for a minute there. Harrison Barnes, that's what it is. But I think those two are the same to me when it comes to Wiggins and Harrison Barnes.
Nah.
I think so. I
not even close.
I think so because
not even close.
Because I'm gonna say this about Wiggins. I think that he's not gonna be there after this year. I would be surprised if they do get Butler. I think he might be a piece that they will move. If Butler were to go to Golden State.
Wiggins.
Yep, I really do because you look at it.
That's amazing.
You have Butler plays defense. You know what I'm saying? He's the rough, tough type of guy, and maybe they need that along with I think he also needs that with Draymond as well, because they're gonna need somebody to play some type of defense.
I think you're downplaying Wiggins' ability to play on ball perimeter defense. I don't really know.
I don't know.
He can hoop.
Let me see something real quick.
Wiggins. I mean, when he was in Minnesota, that's what he was there for, 3-and-D. Like, that was his whole game. He wasn't a slasher. He wasn't like Klay Thompson. He was a 3-and-D guy.
Let's see.
That's what he is here. He's a 3-and-D guy. I don't know.
Okay, Wiggins. Let me look at something here. Wiggins. Let's see here. He got to Golden State in 2021. He played 71, 73, 37, 71. He's averaging right around. Let's see, where's he at? Field goal percentage. Last year he's at 27%. Field goal. The year before last, 37. No, I'm sorry. No, 32, 31, 33. Stayed right around there. Average points is 18 points. Rebounds right around 5. Assists 2. Don't say anything about defense. I'm looking. His defense rating is 114.2 as rookie season 2015. Dang, that's not what I'm looking for. I can't see. Usually I can pull that up with where it says let's see. How good? Okay, so it says here, how good is Wiggins' defense?
116.9.
Okay, and they want
the 2023-24 season.
Close. So in 20, okay. Where's that rank him as far as in the top? Is that like is he at the top like 50 or?
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, they don't really have it like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really. They have it by team, but not by.
Yeah, so they have him they said he had 116.9 defensive rating, which I don't know if that's good or bad because they're not comparing him to nobody else. I mean, you might be right, you might be right, but I'm just saying that Butler might need this. He need to go somewhere else and play because I think he worn out his welcome in Miami, and I think they need to move on. I think Slick Harry Willie then got frustrated with him, and he's got to move on, especially after you see what Boston did to him in the playoffs, with him and without him. So that's about it, guys. We're at 2 hours already, man. So I'm gonna let you guys go so I can go watch the Eagles and Falcons game. You know, if it's bird against bird, but you know, Eagles always gonna trump the Falcon because the Eagle is the bald eagle. So before we leave, Matthew, Lou, give us something hot take for next week. What you got? What's going to happen in sports that you think is going to just make us like, Lou, you still there? Is Lou still there? Lou's gone. Curry, give us something. Give us something, Curry. That's gonna make us go.
Oh man, I don't know what's gonna be hot, but I will say that I say the Dolphins are gonna give the Seahawks their first loss.
Who's the quarterback now?
I don't know how that is. I think that Skylar Thompson is going to quarterback Sunday. But if the Dolphins learn anything from that game that the Seahawks played the Patriots, the tight end was open a lot, so they have got to insert the tight end into that game and give them a heavy dose of the run game. And all that's going to do is open up Tyreek and Waddle.
Mm-hmm. So they got Skylar. They got Skylar Thompson and Tyler Huntley, both the quarterbacks that were with the Browns got released. So okay, we'll see how that goes. Dana, give me something hot.
I'm gonna do it like this. Comeback player of the year. I know I don't want him to do it, but he's going to do it. Who is going to take us to the AFC Championship? We're going to lose by 3 to my favorite coach, Mike Tomlin.
Oh, okay. Mo, what you got for us?
It's going to be one of those storybook endings.
Yeah.
Mo, what you got for us?
The Flyers and the Phillies are looking for new places to play as well.
Jesus, man.
You know why? Because they hate Philly too.
Yo, for real, ladies and gentlemen, don't listen to Mo. The reason why they looking for some place to play is because they want to be closer in the city. The city says they said the crime there is too bad because nobody's gonna come watch them play. So they'll probably end up moving out of Philadelphia.
Where do they play?
To New Jersey.
Philly. Philly good.
Matthew, give me something hot.
Something hot that could happen into next week is 2 MAC teams could be in the top 25, and we might see Nebraska go 4-0.
Rich.
Something hot. Florida State's going to win this week coming up.
Florida State.
That's probably, yeah, I don't know what else to say.
For me, I think that you will see at least 5 teams from the SEC in the playoffs this year. At least 5. And they're taking 12 teams. So
you didn't know an SEC school lost to a MAC school last Saturday.
Who's that?
Toledo. They won at Mississippi State.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a good evening, man. Thanks for hanging out with me again. Rich, I got the information, so I'm gonna do something with that tonight while I'm on the kick. Because when I get off the show, I'll just play with my computer and stuff. So I'm gonna try to do that tonight. But again, guys, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Dana.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give you my address, and I need you to mail me something to my address because I tried to mail you a Christmas gift off again, and it came back again.
What you trying to mail me?
Your Christmas gift. It's still in my house.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So
man.
I'm gonna give you my address, right? And you mail me something. You can mail me a letter or whatever. I don't care what it is. Just mail me something. So then I will have the correct address because I don't know if I'm messing something up or whatever the case may be. But it came back again. I can't. I can't afford to spend that type of money on a gift.
Where you trying to send it to?
They don't take T-Mobile now.
The address you gave me, it came back again.
Really?
Yes. So I'm gonna inbox you my address. So you send me something, then that way I'll have your correct address. All right, guys.
I got you.
Appreciate y'all guys. Y'all have a good night, man. Y'all be safe. You guys have a good night, man. Oh, before I go, man. Before I go, I want to give a shout out to Earl Jones. No, the guy that passed away. Oh my God, have mercy. Earl. Is anybody on the line with me? Earl. James Earl Jones. Yes, I'm gonna give a shout out to James Earl Jones. He passed away not too long ago, and actually
Tito also passed away.
Tito Jackson just passed away as well. Keep those families in prayer.
Yeah, but
Tito, I didn't know he was that old. He was like 73, I think he was. Wow. I mean,
that's Frankie Beverly.
Yeah, and I forgot about Frankie too, man. So say a prayer for those families, for the lost ones they have, man. And you guys be safe and God bless you. And we'll talk to you next Monday, hopefully, on Just Us Talk Sports Talk Radio, Season 6, Episode 223, coming at you.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by KNICKS from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.